Ahoy, mateys, and welcome to another episode of I'm Ready, a SpongePod Squarecast. My name is Captain Eric, and we have already finished our sale of the second season of SpongeBob SquarePants. But ladies and gentlemen, this is my official ranking of Season 2 of SpongeBob SquarePants. Now that I've seen all of the episodes all over again, what is my official ranking? And this is both an audio and video podcast because I have a decent set that I'm building here, but this is not a finished set by any means, and I'm actually going to be moving at some point in the future, so this is going to just look completely different somewhere else, but you can see just the inner workings of just a bunch of Nickelodeon appropriate things and some other things I've enjoyed around here. For those listening in your car, on your phone, on the audio version, just picture too much Nickelodeon. We'll just say it there. But let me sit down here. Get comfortable. This is a big deal. I mean, we're at the end of the second season of SpongeBob SquarePants, the sophomore season of one of the greatest animated cartoons to ever exist on television. Anyone want to really argue with me there? I mean, it's got to be in the top 10 at least, right? I love this entire season. I love every single episode that we're going to be looking at today. So let me just say, whatever episode ends in the 40 spot, I still love that episode. Where it would rank in my all-time for SpongeBob SquarePants episodes, it would still rank higher than most of them out there. So please keep in mind while watching this or listening to this, this is my personal rankings, my own personal rankings. I do not expect it to match up with anyone else's out there in the world. That would be silly. Most of you watching this are going to find a discretion, but that's what's interesting, is that I actually want to see what your lists are for the second season. So sit back, relax, put on some freeform jazz, and join me as we dive into the second season of SpongeBob SquarePants. All right, we're going to start off with the very first episode, Your Shoes Untied. I really love this episode. I really love the song by Ween. It's one of my favorite SpongeBob songs that I can think of. Right now, I think it's in my top 10. That might change as things go on. Next up, we have Squid's Day Off. I love this episode. Hey, are you finished with those errands? It's a classic quote. I think this will make it in the 11 to 20 range for me, honestly. At this point, things will shape up as we go on. I'm gonna move things around, and if you're listening, please enjoy the freeform jazz, and I'll run through everything as we go down. But next up, Something Smells. This is a top 10 for me. The idea that SpongeBob ingests a sundae with dirt and onions and ketchup and just walks around with a rancid breath and just everything he runs into. It's one of the funniest SpongeBob episodes. That's obviously going to hit up there. I'm just going to throw them into their rows right now, and then I'll go down. I feel like if you break up the momentum and this has got to go here. No, we'll get to that later. We don't have to rush. Bossy Boots with Pearl. This one I feel like I like it, but it might go on the lower end for me. I don't know. Is it going to go 31 to 40? Everything with Squidward in that episode is really funny. SpongeBob and Pearl have a wonderful relationship in that episode too. I don't know. We're going to come back to that one. Big Pink Loser. Patrick's big episode. This is a top 10 one too, because it's the quintessential Patrick episode. Like, when you think of Patrick's top 5 best episodes, Big Pink Loser has to be in that conversation. Bubble Buddy. SpongeBob makes his own friend. That might be a top 10 one too. That might be on the lower end of the top 10, and it might get bumped down. Everything with Bubble Buddy is hilarious. I love in that episode, not to divulge down every single episode here, but the idea, the whole bathroom joke, that this line of people are waiting at this one porta potty, and then, you kind of deserve it. Hey, look, if you're going to wait that long, I guess, it was a bubble, but hey, that bubble ended up becoming sentient, so therefore he had every right to take his time in the bathroom. We're not rushing Bubble Buddy, but that's a funny episode. Dying for Pie. This is one of my favorite episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants. I think it's I know I said I wasn't going to, but that's got to be up there. I don't know if it passes Your Shoes Untied right now. I'm not even saying that's my number one episode in this whole season. Things are going to change. Imitation Crabs. Another good one. Is this? Yeah. The whole everything that SpongeBob and Plankton do, whatever the ritual is to talk about the Krabby Patty secret formula, it's absolutely hilarious. It's one of the funniest episodes of the season. This has to stay up there. We are now on to Wormy. I love Wormy. It's a good episode. I think it's going to sit in the 11 to 20 spot. But I'll tell you, if that upsets you, it does have the opportunity to make the jump up. I really like Wormy. I love the joke that after he becomes a butterfly, everybody sees this up-close shot of a butterfly, which, yeah, it has scared a lot of people. I've met a lot of people in my life in which when they bring up Wormy and they bring up the butterfly, how that freaked them out. And I've met a lot of people who are just deathly afraid of butterflies because of that episode. I don't know. That's had quite an impact there. Patty Hype, the Pretty Patty episode. Where should this go? Is that a top 10er? That might be a top. I don't know. Let's throw it up there for right now. That can always move down. Grandma's Kisses. I absolutely adore this episode. It is going up in the top 10 spot somewhere. It reminds me of my grandmother. It reminds me of both of my grandmothers in different ways. And, it's nice. Everybody talks about nostalgic feelings when you're watching old things like this. And it's true. This is comfort food for a lot of people. Yours truly. But what's really great is that it's not just bringing you back to a simpler time or the whole idea of nostalgia. Some of these can bring up points in my life or even think of people that I may attribute an episode to. So something like Grandma's Kisses makes me think of my grandparents. It makes it more than just a nostalgic trip for me. It makes me reflect on other people in my life. So it's going in the top 10 spot. Next up, Squidville. Squidward finally moves out into a whole society of Squidwards. I wish there were more episodes that took place inside of Tentacle Acres. It's a location. Now that they established this location, I just wish they used it more. That's a top 10 for me. That is once again, that's a big Squidward episode. If you listed Squidward's top episodes, Squidville would have to be up there. We get to see Squidward get what he wants for a change, and he gets a lot of it. And we get to see him through the comfort of life, just skating by and eventually getting bored. Man, that's what we all do sometimes. But it's a top 10. What are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh. We are about to fill up that spot, but let's move on to the next episode. Pre-hibernation week. I love this episode. I do. I don't know if this is top 10. I was sitting here on the fence about it. I have to go mid-ground with pre-hibernation week. It's got a lot of funny jokes that I do feel still stand. But some of the montage moments don't just... It's like, all right, come on, I've seen this 1,000 times. And this is just, hey, this is how I feel watching these episodes now at this point in time. How I felt about these episodes 10, 20 years ago could be completely different. I'll come back to this season every 10 years and tell you how I feel. Life of Crime, the whole Free Balloon Day episode, one of the funniest ones. I think that might land in the top 10. Things are going to get tough moving forward because I already see a few others. Next up, we have Christmas Who, the SpongeBob Christmas episode. Now, my ranking of this is including everything involving Patchy the Pirate. And for any future rankings, if there were Patchy segments that were involved with the episode, then I'm including those with the episode at hand. So Christmas Who, on the episode on its own, I think would be a 31 to 40, but everything with Patchy and whatnot, with the whole special involved, it's a wonderful watch. It sits up there at the 21 to 30 spot. I don't know where it'll land in that, but I don't know, when it comes to Christmas SpongeBob episodes, there's a few other episodes I would watch. I would rather watch around the winter holiday season than Christmas Who, so that's kind of why I land it that so low in the list there. So let's move on. Survival of the Idiots. This is an episode that could really much break the top 10, and it actually will. So I'm looking at you, Bubble Buddy. I'm going to move you down. Survival of the Idiots is going in the top 10. The Gary SpongeBob episode. This one, it's still funny, still, a great watch. Because I'm looking at it and I'm not seeing any reason to put it any higher, I'm going to put it in the 31 to 40 spot. It's our first one. You've been dumped to the bottom. But once again, even if that happened to land at the 40th spot, love that episode. Absolutely still worth a watch. No free rides. Mrs. Puff passing SpongeBob on a technicality and having to deal with the aftermath. It's a great Mrs. Puff episode. It's one of the better Mrs. Puff episodes. But I don't know. I'm finding it tough to put it up higher than the top two. I think for now, it would probably be best to put it in this spot, the 21 to 30 spot. For now, I'm Your Biggest Fanatic, the Jelly Spotters episode. Another hilarious episode. It probably might make the top 10. I'm waiting to see an episode that I would pass it for, and I really am not. So I think it lands near the 11th spot for now. I might have to glaze over that later. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3. The evil Man Ray is released from captivity as SpongeBob and Patrick watch the Mermalair. Once again, another funny episode. Kind of sits in the second spot there. I don't think it's top 10 worthy. It's still an incredibly funny episode. Everything with Man Ray is funny. Squirrel Jokes is going to be a tough one because that has to be in the top 10. And I'm looking at Patty Hype getting bumped down. See, this kind of stuff happens. Squirrel Jokes, SpongeBob telling jokes about Sandy, becoming popular because of that, and then having to deal with the aftermath of being mean with comedy. What happens sometimes when you punch down. Pressure. Oh, man, this is a good one. This is a good episode. SpongeBob and Sandy's little competition to see who's better, water creatures or land creatures. That's got to be right there. Yeah, it's got to be an 11 to 21. The Smoking Peanut. Okay, here's an episode I confidently can feel would be better off in the middle of the road. This is an episode in which SpongeBob... It's tough to tell you the plot of the episode without watching it. But there's a mystery involving SpongeBob, Patrick, a peanut, and a giant clam that won't stop crying. So it's a nice little mystery episode here. Once again, I'm involving everything with this special involving Patchy the Pirate, which is also just the whole You Wish special itself. In where you got to call and vote on the ending that we got to see on television. Look, the addition of Patchy can only help an episode. And honestly, if I really didn't like something that preceded a Patchy the Pirate segment, I would tell you guys. I wouldn't be dishonest here just because Patchy is involved. But I like the whole Shanghai episode. Even the episode on its own without the Patchy the Pirate material, it's still extremely funny. Any episode with Brian Doyle Murray is always going to sit up there for me a little bit because I love the Flying Dutchman. I love that actor. I love that he voices the character, and I love that he still voices the character. Shout outs to Brian Doyle Murray. Gary Takes a Bath, one of the shortest episodes of SpongeBob that we have here, of like the half hour, because Shanghai usually runs a little bit longer. Gary Takes a Bath is a bit shorter, but in fact, I think that helps it. I think it's a really fun episode. It's short, sweet, to the point. It's the whole bit is, of course, SpongeBob trying to get Gary to take a bath, and it's something that works. It's one of those episodes that I think you could show theatrically before a Nickelodeon movie and give it the theatrical polish, and it's a short enough length that it would work in front of a nice big crowd. Welcome to the Chum Bucket. This is, man, this has got to sit top 10 too. Well, so what do I take out of the top 10 at this point? It's going to sit up there for right now. I'll have to take something else out. But yeah, welcome to the Chum Bucket. When you think of Chum Bucket related episodes, Plankton related episodes, this is what everybody thinks of. Especially the ballad of SpongeBob Mr. Krabs is why it sits up so high. Now we're next to Frankendoodle. My goodness, this is going to be difficult, ladies and gentlemen, because Frankendoodle is a top 10 episode. In fact, that might be number 2. I'm already seeing I can put number 3 there. Imitation Crabs. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one because that's a top 10. Frankendoodle, what more needs to be said about that? Doodle Bob is a cult fan favorite character. Everybody loves him. He's made his triumphant return in the show already. So, The Secret Box, another great episode. Although is it top 10 worthy? I don't think so. I think it sits at the 11 to 20 spot, which means something's getting knocked down. I'm moving down pre-hibernation week. I'm tired of kidding here. Let's see. Band Geeks. This is, wow, another knock out of the park. That's got to be number 1. That has to be number 1. Survival of the Idiots, number 2. Frankendoodle, is that funnier than Survival of the Idiots? No. Dying for Pie is good. Imitation Crabs, fine. Your Shoes Untied, Something Smells, I think is better than Your Shoes Untied. Your Shoes Untied, man, that was the first one I put up, but it might just get bumped down out of the top 10. I like it more than Pressure, so let's put that there. What is getting bumped down? Let's see. I am going to go with, no, not Wormy. I love Gary Takes a Bath, but maybe just because of its length. Do I like it more than Shanghai? I got to keep reminding myself. This is some of these are gonna have to be bumped down. All right, let's hold off for that right now. Graveyard Shift, another just great knock out of the park episode for me. Wow, this is rough. This is rough waters ahead. Graveyard Shift, I'm gonna put it in this spot for right now. Krusty Love. Mr. Krabs falls in love with Mrs. Puff. I can confidently place that at the bottom here of the list. Not that it'll sit. Do I like it more than Dumped? No, I'm going to put Krusty Love at the bottom there for right now. Procrastination. The SpongeBob Procrastination episode. I mean, it's so relatable. It's got to go. Let's go top 10. It's looking like the top 20 right there. Mind you, yeah, this is not like a S tier list or whatnot. Sailor Mouth. Sailor Mouth is so fun. Oh, no, we're not even... I'm with Stupid. All right. Some of these are going to have to go down. Smoking Peanut can go down. No Free Rides can go down. Christmas Who can go down. Bossy Boots can go down. Graveyard Shift can go there. Secret Box. I think I like Gary Takes a Bath more than Shanghai. Squid's Day Off. Let's put that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I like that so far. Okay. I'm with Stupid. The Patrick Parent episode. It's a funny one, but I think it'll sit up middle of the road for me. I think it'll probably actually, because it's got to be under Secret Box, because I like Secret Box better than that. Sailor Mouth. Sailor Mouth is a top 10, and I have to bump a lot of these down now. I gotta be really fair here. So Band Geeks is an obvious number 1. Survival of the Idiots, Frankendoodle, Dying for Pie. I think Sailor Mouth is up here. I think that might be my 4th favorite episode. Squirrel Jokes, that might get bumped down for now. Procrastination, that might sit down there. And I'm trying to think, do I like Squidville's good? Grandma's Kisses has got to move down. I think I got to move one more. I think Wormy's going to have to get bumped. Actually, I like the Secret Box more than Wormy. Let's see. Life of Crime. Okay. Yeah, I like that this far. All right. We can move on. Everything's back in order. So we got Sailor Mouth up there. Artist Unknown. A great episode. Absolutely love it, but it's going to sit somewhere on the lower end, middle of the road here. Actually, I like it more than Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3. Yeah, that one's funnier than Secret Box, in my opinion. Jellyfish Hunter, one that's just going to go on the bottom because it's just it's not a fun episode to really watch. It's kind of disturbing. We all have seen it. All the jellyfish just getting used up like that by Mr. Krabs. Actually, I think that might be... I think Krusty Love might have a few more funnier jokes than Jellyfish Hunter. Next up, the Fry Cook Games. An absolute banger. A classic. But does it make the top 10? I think it does. And honestly, now I'm sitting here... I know Big Pink Loser is so classic. That can't move down. I think... Yeah, I'm fine with Artist Unknown getting moved down here, and I'm fine with this. Yep. I think I'm good with that. Okay, we're on our last two. Squid on Strike. Pretty funny episode. I'm going to bump Pre-Hibernation Week down to where I think I should have originally had it, and move Squid on Strike. I think I would rather watch it than that. Yeah, I would. Okay. I think that's going to comfortably sit at the 21 spot. Although there are 40 episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants in Season 2, there's actually 39 individual ones, as Christmas Who takes up the usual billing of 2 different episodes. So there's 39 individual ones. So we're ending out here with Sandy, SpongeBob, and the Worm. And I like it a bit more than Pre-Hibernation Week, but I don't think I like it more than Shanghai. Let me just give one more pass through of this list, because honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have finished my ranking. I feel pretty comfortable with this. Band Geeks is a solid number 1. Survival of the Idiots is a solid number 2. I'm looking just to see if there's ones that I would rather watch in front of others. Like, I think I would rather watch Procrastination instead of Grandma's Kisses, Squirrel Jokes. Yeah. See, Grandma's Kisses, as much as I loved it, now it's getting bumped down, but I think... Yeah, I think it's going to settle right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just to skip over all of my fine-tuning of this list, I have here number 1 through 39 of SpongeBob SquarePants Season 2. I will list them for you. Number 1 is Band Geeks. It's probably the greatest SpongeBob SquarePants episode of all time. I feel like most people would agree that it's just the greatest episode to have been produced. It came at the right time. It sits here number 1. Number 2, Survival of the Idiots. Number 3, Frankendoodle. Number 4, Sailor Mouth. Number 5, Dying for Pie. Number 6, Imitation Crabs. Number 7, Something Smells. Number 8, The Fry Cook Games. Number 9, Big Pink Loser. Number 10, Squidville. Number 11, Welcome to the Chum Bucket. Number 12, Life of Crime. Number 13, Procrastination. Number 14, Squirrel Jokes. Number 15, Your Shoes Untied. Number 16, Pressure. Number 17, I'm Your Biggest Fanatic. Number 18, Grandma's Kisses. Number 19, Patty Hype. Number 20, Bubble Buddy. Number 21, Squid on Strike. Number 22, Artist Unknown. Number 23, Graveyard Shift. Number 24, The Secret Box. Number 25, I'm with Stupid. Number 26, Gary Takes a Bath. Number 27, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3. Number 28, Wormy. Number 29, Squid's Day Off. Number 30, Shanghai. Number 31, Sandy, SpongeBob, and the Worm. Number 32, Pre-Hibernation Week. Number 33, Christmas Who? Number 34, Bossy Boots. Number 35, The Smoking Peanut. Number 36, No Free Rides. Number 37, Dumped. Number 38, Krusty Love. And number 39, Jellyfish Hunter. Specifically Jellyfish Hunter, the reasoning it's at the bottom really comes down to any of the factory jellyfish scenes. I'm not like someone who's gonna up in arms put that episode away because of what it does to jellyfish. No, hey, I'm a little bit older, there's not as many jokes in that episode, and it sits at the bottom. But I'd rather watch Jellyfish Hunter than a lot of other SpongeBob episodes, so no need to worry about that too much. But ladies and gentlemen, this is my official season 2 rankings of the show at this time. Who knows down the road how I feel with this episode ranking? This could always change. My tastes are always changing, but for right now, we're going to close the book on Season 2 here on the podcast and look forward to Season 3. Now, before we get there, the next episode of the Squarecast is going to be on Super Sponge for the PS1 and the Game Boy Advance. I'm going to try to get in some live streaming of playthroughs of those on YouTube, or at least get the footage down for a future release on YouTube. I'm trying to get footage for all the other playthroughs I've done so that those can get released in a timely manner. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching and or listening this show. Your time is valuable, so I appreciate you spending your time with me. So till next time, thank you for listening, watching, and stay safe out there. This is Captain Eric signing out.